do. Let's see. Programming music seems good. Ooh. Okay. Where are we? So we said last time that we're gonna do disjoint set. So let's skip the we have to find the so let's do this here so we have access to circus. So if you want to find a point, say if a point is not in the circuit, then point of circuit of P gonna be equal to P and then psi is 1, and then we just return circuit of P, right? So like we implement this right here, right? So then like we need to find the root of this. So like we keep going to the parent. So it would be we do an point to point parent, then point size. Basically we do that like this, right? So what this means is that we find the root of the thing, right? So right, and then we return root, right? And then why we looping through the loop here? We fix the parent to become the root, right? So basically, um, right? So we do so we start with this point, and is it called point or this is called yeah? Let's call it P. Right, so while the parent, while the circus of root 0 is for parent is not equal to root, then we have root equal to circus root 0, right? So this is the one. So we started with P, and then we keep finding. So like originally the parent of P is itself, right? So keep finding that. So this give us the root, and then we gotta do is we gotta fix all the parent of P to root to point to P, right? So while we go again at P 0, this is parent, y parent is not root, then we save the parents, right? Now we say the parents is root, right? Parent is root, right? And then root P again equal to parent, right? Okay, so can we do in one go? But that's fine. So basically yeah. Okay. And then we return the value. Hello, I'm back. How was your test? I guess you said you have an exam or something. I'm doing good, just trying to finish this problem. And we return the value of the root, right? Okay, so we said yesterday, first we gotta find P1 equal find P1, P2 equal find. Oh, well, good luck with studying, right? So we said that if P1 and P2 is in the same component, right? So we do nothing. We said that here. If P1, I hope you will in your career today. Nah, it's fine. It's the end of the year, right? So just chilling. Okay, so now we do if the size is less than this, then we swap them, right? Otherwise we want the psi to be, psi is 1, right? Plus equal to 2. Don't forget me once you become, hey dude, millionaire is a very stress goal. Who knows? Okay, so now we got circuits, right? Circuits. Let's print out to see if we did correct. So let's print the circuit of every connection. right? So like that. So what do we do here? So if we do, oh, let's call this, let's pass a connection here. Total connection, right? So this will be this, right? So, so first if we do, they said that it's these two, after them there's, okay, let's just print them. Let's just do one, right? Let's see what the data look like. Python. Okay, this is day 8, city day 8. Oh, Python day 8. Oh, P1, P2. What happened? P1, P2. Oh, this is 1. So, yeah. Okay. So, basically we have this component has two component, right? And the root is pointing to itself here. And this has one component. Oh, we forgot to point the root, so that means there's something wrong here. Oh, it's only gonna get fixed the next time we query this, because we didn't do it here. Right, actually, why not? Why not do that? If it's not in, okay, we can only fix that. It's subfix after 2. Let's see. Let's see the 2, right? So we have this point to cell 3, this point to this point to that. Wait, hold on. Um, by connecting this, okay, which is the first one, right? This one and this one, and 431, 431, whatever this is, right? So I think we can do this. If it is equal, then nothing needs to be done. But if it is, oh, we need to set the parent here, right? So which is what this is saying here, right? Union right here, the union function here. Yeah, we forgot to set the parent, that's why. Okay, so we do so the p2 dot p21, no 0 equal to p1, p2 0 equal to p1 0, right here. So let's check that. So yeah, good. This point to this parent, this is 2. This has got 3, and this point to this parent, and this also point to this parent. Right, so let's do 3. The next 3, after connect this, the circuit contain 3, 2, and okay, let's see. So after this, let's print the thing, right? Print P1 and P2. Right, so we do that. Let's do some print here. Same unit, right? So that is that. Okay, so we connect these. Okay, good. We connect these two. This become 3. We got 3 and we got 2 here, right? So this is this 2. The next 2 junction box to connect are this. Okay, so we should see do nothing next, right? So 4 here. Okay, now what it's saying here is after doing 10, it's saying we have 5 4 2. Okay, 5 4 2. Right, so let's filter out the parent, right? Components root, right? So this is we're doing a dictionary completion. This will be kv key value for kv in items. Oh, let's just print v here, right? Right, let's just print the list comprehension for kv in circuits if the v we need to look at the parent, right? The k equal to v parent is 0 here. Okay, let's see what it is after the 10. Okay, oh, item like that. Okay, so we have, what does it say, 5 2 2 4. Is that correct? 5 one circle will contain 4. View 5 4 2. 5 4 and 2. Okay, okay, makes sense. How many 2 though? Oh yeah, 2 2. Yeah, 2 circles contain 2. Okay, so seem to be working. We need to say, okay, we need to pass 1,000. Oh, we need to do a test function here. File name, we expected 40. You want to say actual equal part file name. We want to assert expected equal actual. Expected but God. Right. So we do 10. We expecting. Oh, we need to pass the total connection, right? Total connection. This will be total connection. So if we do 10, we expect 40, right? So we do this. So that means they said multiply the 3 largest circles, right? So that means we need to sort this dictionary, right? Right, so let's do connected components equal to this, right? So we have that, and we need to, how do Python sort dictionary? Just Python sort dictionary, let's do that. So sorted taking sorting by value. Oh, you can pass this, right? So we want to do uh what the sorted connected component. We sort this, and we pass in the items, right? Key equal lambda such that item, we do item, what do we do? Item -1. We do item, and oh no, hold on. So each of these we need to take the item. Wait, no, we just need to do value, right? Does they sorted it out? And we want item 1, yeah. And after we sorted, we want 3, right? And now what do they say? We want to multiply them together, so we need to import prod, right? Product, right? So after we got this, do we do prod of, right? So we return this, right? Something like that. Okay, so to connection. Oh, list object has no attribute value. Oh, oh, okay. So we just need to pass this because we convert them to this one already, right? This one. So we gotta, yeah. Yep. Can't mount classical by a non-integer. What? What does this produce? Okay. So we got 2 2 4. Yeah. Oh, we also need to reverse, right? Reverse. Go through. Go through, right? So we got reverse. Oh, reverse, right? What? Reverse could, yeah. Tick, sorted, sorted, sorted. What did we miss? Key equal lambda item, whatever, right? Comma, reverse equal true, yeah? Oh, reverse. Reverse is in here. Right here. Right. Okay. So we got, yeah, we got 5 or whatever this is. Okay, hold on. Sorted. Yeah, this is correct. We probably want to take out this element right here. Okay, after we sorted, we want to for element in this, and then we want to take the negative one, right? Right. Who was these people calling me? What is this, people? Spam. Let me also check then. Why are you calling me? Who are you? Robocaller. Okay. What? Wow, these people are relentless. Wow. I will not take calls that not in my contacts. What is this? Okay. So do we got the same result here? We expect 542. Right. Yep. Okay. And it seems like the assert is working. Let's all do the print stuff. Right. So that is that. So they want to do 1,000. Right. So we do this. Right. expect. Oh, this one was my input. Will be day8.txt. Uh, Okay, so we run again. This is the number. Hopefully it's correct. Let's see. Yes. Okay, we take a break and then we do git commit this to our repository. Let me do break short break part 2. We'll do some commit stuff. It add star, make sure the will be Python day 8. What is the convention we have? We do what? Oh, okay. Commit Python day 8.1. Okay. Part 2, what do they want? Okay. I finished committing, but let me check social media real quick. Some break. The Fed cut the rate today, guys. Um, look like they gotta fix that unemployment issue, right? So we see if the unemployment. Actually, let's take a look, right? Let's go to our Gemini and say, do some break, right? What is this? What is the impact of rate cut today from the Fed meeting and what was that? And what do you want to know? The Fed meeting. And this is that. Should go from 3.75 to 3.235. So we want to fix the labor market, right? Because if you borrow money, you cannot do more, right? So you want the low interest rate. So credit card, home equity, personal loan. Yep, because bank borrow from Feds, right? So if the rate is high, right, it go high. But now the rate is low, right? They can borrow they don't want to give people more rate, right? Because they make the difference, right? They probably borrow earlier 3.75, right, and offer people 4, right? So now if it's 3.5, they probably can only offer 3.75 or something like that, so that they make the differences. I think for stock, yeah. If there's low interest rate, that means company will be incentivized to hire more, right? Uh, for the above point graph, the interest rate versus bond versus unemployment for the historical of the last 10 year or something. I was just reading the social media and then I see the Fed cuts. I forgot about it, but yeah. But yeah, it's a good sidetrack. But the what is the unemployment in USA right now? 4.4% and numbers. So 7.6 million, right? So you want low rates so that company will borrow and create more jobs and start hiring more people. Give me some graph. Graph is please. Right. You're thinking. You're thinking. Right. So if you have low interest rate, at least you can borrow more and create more jobs. Because right now there's 7.5 million. No, can you draw them in a graph, right? Come on, Gemini. This is Gemini Flash. You're thinking, can you draw me the stupid graph, please? Hi, hi, hi. You're thinking too long, guys. Analysis? Oh, okay. Seems like it generates some Python code or something. Show code. Yep. Plotting. Is it correct? Can we trust this? Right? But show me. Execute your Python. Okay. So we see here is that what is the fund rate here? This is the interest rate. So if interest rate go down, the the bond go up and the unemployment rate go down, right? So that's roughly what I think is a connection between all these. So it kind of makes sense because if you cut rate like you do here, right? The effective effect is the company gonna hire more. That make the unemployment rate gonna go down, right? So this is what we will see again, right? So like this thing gonna go down, and then this thing also go down, right? So yeah, that's what I think. I don't know, but yeah, let me let me finish reading the news. Right? Um, So yeah, so they cut rate to 3.5. Right? So basically, the thing is like it's fixing the unemployment rate, which is like uh 7 million, guys. That's crazy. But let me take a break for like 5 minutes, and then we'll be back for part two. Okay, Jonathan below have a new game. Take a look. Announcement. Something. Let's see. Jonathan below. New game. What? Where? Oh, yeah. He will announce the new game at the Game Award tomorrow. Okay. So maybe we can go to this and see. Cause I'm checking the same thing on my phone. Okay. He's have some new game. Oh, that's a SpaceX uh IPO. Let's ask, what is the SpaceX IPO expected share price or value? Right? How many trillion? 1.5 trillion. So how does this work, right? Like, let's say you launch a rocket or whatever the thing, right? If it fell, it exploded, will the value go down? Because, okay, how much does launching one rocket of SpaceX cost, right? And if it fell, how much value is deducted, right? Because like It's expensive, right? Okay, let's go before I generate that. So it's think that 1.5 trillion. So late 2026. Okay, 7. So they expect the share gonna be 400. Wow, expensive. So they own Starlink and Starship. Oh, this is the link. Okay, nice. It doesn't actually quote as well. Whoa, it's costly. The Falcon 9, the Falcon Heavy, failed launch result into primary loss. The rocket hardware and the payload cargo. See, so like if this thing fell, it's gonna be like 90 million. Isn't that like 10%, right? Of the value gone, right? Or whatever, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, we don't know. But yeah. Also, IBM bought Terraform. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought they are their own entity. And isn't that what people's doing? Tofu, Terraform, right? Open Tofu, right? The open source alternative to Terraform, right? So Terraform is basically like a template type thing where you can write once and you can just deploy the same thing to all the cloud like Azure, CCP, and GCP and AWS. And I think the people who make Terraform decided to close source them, and then these people, OpenTofu is replace them, like fill the gap because eh, to ensure the Terraform ecosystem continues for into the future. Yeah, yeah, because HashiCorp license changes to BSL. Yeah, this is like for people who do multi-cloud deployment or something like that, as far as I know. Okay, cool. Well, you have OpenTofu. Okay, I don't know. We don't talk about politics. Is RAM price is crazy, guys. Like look at like what SanDisk stock, right? Right. Okay. Look at this. 6 month. Right. Okay. So we bought in like $60 or something right here, right? It's like all time high is like 270. So like what? Five time? 5x. Insane. All of this for this stupid AI. Wait, what is this? Okay. Okay. This Carvana is included in S&P 500, right? But is Carvana included in? Yeah, it's the small cap Russell 1000. Okay, let's get back to this. second part right here. What are they saying here? You need to keep connecting junction box together until they are in one large circle. So basically, uh, so basically the oh, so okay, so it become one unit, meaning that if anybody here, any circuit here that we see has the size of the number of junction, right? The first condition because all the to form a single circle is between this and this. So basically we take up this for part 2. We keep looping until we find that the connected component length, like the size, equal to the length of the number point here, right? Then we are done, right? And they want to know if before that become the reality, what is the P1 and P2 basically, and you multiply them. Oh, I forgot to take off the text here, right? So in part 2 we need to pass the function, right? This thing is no longer effective, right? So how do we unify both part 1 and part 2? By passing a function here, right? Because part 2 we want to find the P1 P2 uh that make the connection become one big circle, right? So all the junction box to form a single circles, right? So basically that mean we found um, let's just copy paste this into another function first, because I don't know how. I didn't figure out that what is the main same point between part 1 and part 2 yet. So let's just copy paste here into a part 2 first, so that we can experiment if our function return the correct one, right? So let's call this part 2, right? In part oh, in part 2 we remove this. Okay, so this is no longer this, and we say that let's keep this, right? But we do 1,000, right? So they say that So let's edit the stop function, right? Good, false, right? Stop function. So like, let's do some debug. If p1 p2 equal what they say here. This one in part 2, right? So it is equal to this. I just want to see what is the circuits look like, right? So if it is this, then we say stop function equal true, right? So we still do this or whatever, right? So, and basically we wanna, if stop function, then return 0 for now, so that we escape the loop. Okay, so then we want to print the circles now, right? Right, so basically sample whatever 0 here, right? So we do is Python day 8. Okay. What? Oh, sorry. Part 2 here. Take 1, but oh. Okay. Do this. Okay, so this is what circles look like before the you want to print the p1 p2 here, right? Fifty what 19, right? So 19, so we have so let's just make this over here, right? Because we want also to see the parents. Maybe it's not the same component, who knows, right? So 9 17 7. So let's also print the connected component here, right? So and that give us So okay, so basically if the connected component value here is equal to the number point here, so this is 20 point, right? Yeah, 20. Then we got it. Okay, so I think that is the condition, right? So now let's see if it's correct. um okay, okay, so part two we have to say, right? So part two we loop until we see the, so if we get out here, let's return 0. And we say here, basically we want to say that connected component again, right? Go to this one. So what we just want to get is, oh, so hold on. Maybe there was the better one. We can just check this, right? So basically when we check it, basically we only have one component, right? Here we can see that. That means length of circles now is also 20, right? Because now everything connect to this, and the fact that we can only find one unit here equal to 20, right? So basically this will be also 20, right? Yep. Okay, so a much more simpler situation is if this go to number of, I think we have the point here, okay, then we can announce that we can just return p1. What is it? They want the x, right? So p1 here is actually uh we need this is the parent, and we need the what, okay, we actually need to save the value here, and then so that means, so for part 2, right, you'll do this. We still need to save them before we found the thing, right? p1, 2, right? So that, okay, so then we just do pp1 0 multiplied by pp2 0, right? Otherwise, if we go out here, we loop to all the point, we just return 0. I don't know, -1 or something, right? So basically, we want to do that. So let's print out this. What number? 25272. Yep. So now what is in the day here? Well, we'll have to unify both functions somehow, both part 1 and part 2, by calling, because right now we just copy paste and then change something in the part 2, which is not nice, right? So let's do that. Okay, so first let's submit the number first, see if it's correct. It is, yeah. Okay, So got 8 done. Ooh, it's 9:10 already. Ooh, it's fine. We don't have to race anybody. But for now, somehow we want to do this test part, right? With the day 8 dot sample dot txt, and we want this. No, right? We want the same test part, and that work for both part 1 and part 2 that we pass differently, right? So total connection here, maybe we pass here, right? Total connection, right? So before we did this, right? So this is part 1. Right, so there we go. So we need some stop condition, right? So that means this function here so that means we have to pass 3 function then. That's kind of ugly. We still have total connection, right? So this will loop from mode beginning to the last uh to the what? How does Python loop to the end without Python loop to end of array using negative number or something like that? Or maybe so this entire loop we can reuse for both part 1 and part 2, right? So this is part 1 right here, right? So the only difference is in part 1 here we have to do this. We have to do some calculation when we hit this, right? And this calculation basically we need circuits, right? So that means, and in part 2 we we exit early here. We still need circles, we still need point. So let's do some function def what do we call this? On completion, I don't know, right? Let's just do part 1 here. When part 1 is complete, it needs this, right? Just need access to circus circuits. And what else does it need? It doesn't need anything else, right? In part 2, basically it needs circuits, and it needs to know the number of point, right? And it needs to know the point before and after, right? So for the sake of completing this, bb1, bb2, right? This is basically this. Oh, we also need to say the condition of stopping, right? Maybe it's getting too ugly now, right? So both thing has to do is it need to read point, it need to get a pair, and how do we unify both part here? Code getting ugly. Or we can just commit this. Um, let me think. Let me think. So for part 1 here, right? Imagine we loop to this. The condition of stopping is basically we stop until we get to this, right? So there's a stop function. After we stop that, we do this for part 1, and for part 2 we basically do nothing. We just stop, and we need to pass these p1, p2 here. So um, maybe we write a stupid class or something, right? No, but overcomplicated. Let's just part 2, because the goal is to be able to say like, okay, I pass some kind of function here, and in part 1 I also pass some kind of function, and this is what I expect, right? Let me get some water. Hmm. Okay, let me see. We got the result, but we need to refactor the code so that it looks nice. Okay. So, PB1 and PB2. Hmm. So, total pair connection is less than total connection. I'm just gonna call it later. We'll refactor that later. And for now, we split them into two function. Part 2. We need to put a to do here. For we want to go back later. Is there a better way to unify both of these? Part 1 and part 2 in the way that it is nicer, right? Right. So I think let's call it that, and then we'll come back later, right? Look at this, all of this repeating, not nice. So we'll just write this, my name, and expect it, right? So we'll call this part 1, and we'll call this part 2. Right, we don't need this, and we don't need this for part 2, right? And yeah, right, so this is test part 2, right? Making sure it's still pass. Oh, this is part 2. Right, this is part is part 1, but they don't look nice right now. We'll have to come back to that later. Oh, the sample. Right, so making sure the thing here to work. Okay, let's commit this. Okay, Python. Day 8 part 2 need to come back, need to revisit to refactor part 1 plus part 2. Right now it doesn't look nice. Okay, so we're done with this. Should we take a break? Oh, this is day 9, right? Oh, what is this? Ooh, day 9 and day 8, day 10. Whoa. And part 2, day 3 still there. I'm kind of not feeling continuing, So I'll probably take some break and then do some play some games. We'll probably continue tomorrow or something. Okay, I think call it a day.